What is up, everybody? This is Hellfire, and I'm bringing you round 2 of the WIXOSS Grand Prix in Las Vegas. Now, compared to the stuff I've done in the past, this is post-commentary, so there's a lot more liberties of stuff I can say during this video. So if you see something look like it rewinds, it's entirely intentional. It's probably for me to cover something in case I missed it, to fully provide what's going on for the game, or just to touch up on maybe if there's a lot of stuff going on, maybe to touch up on some stuff. So, as we've seen with the decks at the beginning of the video, we have on Team Muzica, or sorry, not on Team Muzica, on Team Diagram on Muzica Vogue 3 EX, so the second version of Muzica, with a variant of Deus Adams, white, blue, black, just like round 1. There's some differences between the two, probably some tech choices, but deck's about the same. So, with that out of the way, let's get this started. Before this even gets... we see... Muzica player, I want your map, please. I want to know where you found that. I want it. It's pretty. I just want Peer Luke up in the corner where I put my deck most of the time, okay? Anyway, so Muzica's going first. Now, looking at these decks, there's some interesting picks that I see in this Muzica deck. Growing to 1 on the Muzica. There are some interesting picks I see in this. The biggest one being Honey Toe Ice, because you give up the team ability here for... since it is Team Kirikirun, but it's a selective discard to get rid of problems. So that could pose a problem for the Deus player here. But we'll have to see how it goes. I also do like Hamlin in here too. So Muzica starts out with 2 Tasmanians, both copies that are in their deck here. To the Deus player, growing into Deus 1, standard play. Now, there's not really much that can be dealt with here, with the exception of Pallium is about the only thing that they can use to clear these, because Oigona does not clear 5k. So he's going to actually pay the 2-hand to do this. Adams can't afford it. I don't know if you'd want to do it this early, but considering both of their level 1 grows plus hand, I don't think it matters. Akafuku burst first. The correct order of bursts for once. I ain't seen that in a hot minute. So the rest of the Signy attacks are useless. Does he attack with the GA just to down it, considering what he's playing as? In peril of upped burst, potentially. So he's going to attack with the GA, swing with the Deus, and there's the Servant for the Guard of the Rig attack. So only a 1 damage turn here. Back to Muzica. Looks like checking powers. I don't think it matters. There's no power boost much, but it could play into some other stuff. So, intercharging is that Hamlin? Yeah, it is a Hamlin. Grow to 2. Looks like we're going to see another grow here. Looks like the grow to Muzica float. Discarding a Honey Toe Ice here. Draw 3. Now, there's not really... most of the level 2s in this are all vanillas except in burst. So we're going to see Fragark. Fragark can take care of the PA just by paying the 1. So we see the GA get clear... the PA get cleared. GA, Akafuku. So it looks like we're going to see a play of into Sangha Aerial here. So Sangha Aerial is going to give the Akafuku Lancer. So yeah, we do see the play here. Sangha Aerial giving Lancer to the Akafuku. So this is effectively a 3 damage turn plus Larig. If no Servants, a 4. We'll see the swing here. Lancer. H2. Now, depending on what's in hand, it could stop both lanes if there is another PA, but I don't know if he would want to do that considering he's already had 1 PA. So he's going to forego it to play anything. Tasmanian swing, no burst. Fragark swing, draw 2, force a discard. So effectively nothing happened. Could have afforded the H2 play here. See the Servant discard for the Rig attack. And back to Deus for their turn. So for the level 2 turn for Deus here, There isn't much they can... They do have Caesars in BP, so a Caesar can be done here. If absolutely necessary. Although, it depends if he has it or not. But considering he has both pawn and float to just dig through the top 8 cards of his deck to basically get anything he wants. Well, not... Yeah. Is it top 8? Sorry, top 6. I'm stupid. Top 6, and you get 5 of those 6 effectively. So whichever order he plays in, he could very well get that Caesar. And his hand is pretty healthy. He could just opt to not here, but then he gives up... Actually, no. He could just opt to not here and not care, since his only defensive assist is clap, and you use that as an oh shit button. And his other assist being Yuka Yuka Pihara. So you don't want to fill his hand up too early, so he could be saving it, but we'll see the Muzica, discarding the Yuki Memoria, drawing 3. Probably going to save the Yuka Yuka pawn for the Pihara turn. Oigona. Oigona can only clear the Fragarch. You have the card in hand, sir, for the Fragarch. Yep. There goes the Fragarch. Now... the Akafuku is a wall here. It can't be dealt with easy. You can't Caesar Lancer it, but you can't... Or Caesar Assassin it, but you can Caesar Assassin the Tasmanian. There is enough in enter for... Or in trash for that effect with all of the discards we've seen so far. And the SE. Just as a dead lane, potentially block attack. That Akafuku's not going there. So we see the Assassin. Assassin's going to reveal Phalaris. No burst. Blank on the SE. Oigona swing. Buckler. Buckler can clear anything. Will she pay the 1? See the pay the 1. Goodbye, literally anything. I don't think it matters. Probably the Caesar is the best bet because the Oigona isn't on play. Both are on play, but the Caesar is honestly more threatening than the Oigona, in my opinion. And the Oigona is a little bit easy to clear on the crackback because of what Muzica likes to do. So anyway, swing here. Another Servant for the Lurig attack, and now back to Muzica. Now, Muzica doesn't really have to do much this turn. They don't... The assist that they can loop isn't out yet. But is effectively a... pays for itself, in a sense. And can refill hand relatively easy in a discard matchup. We don't see the discard here yet, so it's probably better to save the assist for when Deus gets going with discards. So we see the grow. We're going to see the grow into Vogue 3. But at the same time, we might see the grow. Because a grow here vanishes any Signy on the field. Because of Muzica's first auto, during your turn, whenever Lyric grows, you can give a Signy on your opponent's field minus 5k. So we see the grow into Reboot here. That creates a hole, no matter which one. It wouldn't have mattered even if you left the Caesar. Either way, you're creating hole. Fragarch, but Fragarch, this will make 3 holes. Fragarch clearing out the Oigona. We're seeing Landling here instead. Landling vanishing the SE. So don't even need to grow the assist here. Can save it for later when you need to clear out the bigger walls. So we got another 3 hole here, basically presenting, are you going to Muzica clap here or not? So Landling going to swing, mill 5, 4 and 5, and damage is a Steampunk, so no burst. Fragarch swing, H2O. Do we... At this point, you might as well play something. Don't pass here. Not going to play something again. Alright. H2O burst again. His hand is fat. Now, depending on what's in his hand here, he could try to open a lane now, or, again, save it for the Pihara, when he goes for the Pihara. And it looks like he'll actually play something this time, which is interesting. No, he's not going to play anything anyways. And has the Servant for the guard. Down to 4-1 life cloth deficit for Deus here. Down to 1. Muzica Float still Muzica Clap still available for the Deus player. And both Yuka assists have yet to be grown. So this is definitely going to have to be the Pihara turn. And given what he's running, I feel like if he goes to Pihara, he has to at least field an Arcwin or two. Just to try and save damage and potentially not have to burn his Muzica Float here. Or on the crackback. Because that's the last thing, honestly, you want to do is you have to burn your float on the crackback. Because if you can avoid using your float, but still survive, that's the best option possible. So a double Arcwin play and maybe an H2O might be the play here. But that still creates 2 lanes. So random drain, force a discard, discarding an imp. Was that the last card in hand for Muzica? I haven't been keeping track of the hand, so I wouldn't entirely know. But that could have been the last card in hand, the way it was handled. Or I just already knew what I wanted to discard it anyways, so if that's the case, then fooled me. So, going to Yuka Pawn. Adding GA and an Ana Mirage. So we're going, basically now probably going to see the grow to Pihara. There's no reason not to at this point. And there's one arc. There is one Arcwin here. Not paying for the check 3. His hand size, the hand size is massive. You don't need to at this point. BP can pay an Atom, discard an Atom, minus 10k something. So goodbye to the Tasmanian. I would have done that to the Lunling and then equipped a Soul Arcwin for the free hole, but I guess GA. I guess either way, like that, I feel like the Landling is going to get cleared anyways, or could do it this way to create the hole. Like this. I guess this works out with the way he's doing it. Yeah. It probably could have done a little more efficiently, but what do I know? I'm not the one playing in this match. So the Arcwin on swing is going to get rid of the Lunling. 100% going to get rid of. Did not grow to Pihara this turn. Keep that in mind. Did not grow to Pihara this turn. So might be trying for a more like explosive turn for the Pihara, which is weird because you'd want to do that. I feel like you'd want to do that now. You don't ever need 10 limit because that's what's going to end up with if he has to grow into Muzica next turn. So swing, Hamlin, nothing. Gallium, Landling burst. Landling does not have a burst. That's unfortunate. BP is giving us a amino acid. Amino acid does have a burst here. And it's not going to do much. And Folklore for the Enter Charge. And the swing. All 4 Life Cloth just wiped away there. So it has to be like a small hand deficit here. So we're definitely, yep, 2 cards in hands. I had no cards in hand through that entire attack. So that was free damage. 100%. So we're going to have to probably see the Sangha Reboot dual grow here. Using the Vogue 3EX once per game to return a non-attack phase, non-zero grow level 2 to deck. Enter charging here. I mean, we're just going to see a massive influx of cards to hand anyways. This will also probably be a good energy grow or energy door here too. Draw 2, enter charge 2, and then give yourself a shield. All the nodes here for energy door work really well for this deck, and I love it. Because the first node plays very well into Sangha Reboot, because you can put the targets that you actually want in your enter. Draw 2, give yourself more hands. Vanish a 3 or more, which I do not, unfortunately cannot target anything, so it's probably, if the energy door does get grown here. We are not... You can't target Arcman, so if the Energy Door does get used here, we're probably going to see nodes 1, 2, and 4. Since node 3 is effectively useless in this board. So he enter charge 3 and gets to add 2 back. It's like the options for retrieval is a Lonling and... a Servant. Servant can be added off of the Sangha. Going back on the Servant. You can add 2 of anything. It's not just Servant. So spells can be added off a Sangha reboot too. But not choosing not to add the Servant here. Still debating, So it looks like there's a little bit of a debate going on here. Wonder what the debate is going about. Oh, nope. So double Onling here. Double Onling. It's probably a matter of thinking in this one. Unless there was a judge call. Who knows? No, there wasn't a judge call here. I should know this. Probably thinking. Still thinking. Do we see what's getting targeted for the Muzica? So we're giving minus 5k there for the... I'm missing something. Something got vanished. What? Oh, BPS 5k. Never mind. BPS 5k. Lonling getting rid of the GA. We're not going to see the repeat or the reboot of reboot here, which is fair. There's no reason to. You can't target Arcwin. Arcwin is a body. No matter what we're going to see, Muzica clap on this turn, more than likely, unless just happens to take a gamble on that burst being able to stop damage. So Energy Door, nodes 1, 2, and 4. It's going to have to be nodes 1, 2, and 4, which will be enter charge 2 from trash, draw 2, and create a shield. Now, keep in mind, folks, that when you do use Energy Door, you have to do the nodes in order. You can't draw 2, then choose to enter charge 2 from trash, because those draws could influence what you enter charge, so you have to do it in order as the card is written. So you'd have to draw the... You'd have to do the draw, you have to do the... Then the... You have to do the enter charge, then the draw 2. You don't get the draw 2, and then the enter charge, like I saw here. Hamlin step. Not seeing the Hamlin come out off of that. So Hamlin step's a weird one, where you can draw 2, put the Hamlin, and then basically say the Signy's attack cannot be negated by this own effect. So Hamlin... I'll throw it up on the screen here. Hamlin specifically lets the opponent discard 2 cards to negate the attack. So basically the opponent can discard the 2, but the attack won't be negated. So there's no point for the opponent to discard. Basically it just says your opponent can't pay for the cost of this ability, if you think about it. And if they do, they did not read the card. So, amino acid, we're going to see Hamlin step again. Still no Hamlin, but wouldn't have the limit to do it since you're stuck at a limit of 7. So Amino Acid is going to protect the field from Deus here. Well, at least going to protect herself specifically, since if Amino Acid would get power reduced herself, she gets plus the amount instead. So any kind of power reduction on her is just going to become a power plus. Madoka Clap coming out, not even going to gamble on the last of his life burst to, I would say just down both. But it's going to down the Lanling. He's going to pay the 3. Yep, paying the 3, down the other one, try to save as much damage as possible. Basically telegraphing, probably has a servant in hand. Which would be correct. Just downing everything, which wants to keep this Arcwin alive, which is true. There's the servant, so full stop, keeping the Arcwin alive from the Amino Acid. And now back to Deus. So Energy Door is active, so no Lyric damage this turn. And from the looks of it, this might be I think the Muzica might live here. I was thinking about this logically, right? We haven't seen either piece from Deus, right? Ultra Superheroes isn't going to... Ultra Superheroes can help add cards to hand, but we're not going to get a damage off of the mill 10. So it's not really going to do much here. I mean, looking at the deck size, Ultra Superheroes would definitely mill out the rest of the deck. Piyahara would be the only play here, and then at that point you have a limit of 10. So the Piyahara play is kind of just like, you get to still have 3s, but it's not really as impactful. Excluding to salvage 3, excluding Xenocluster here. It's keeping the Ultra Superheroes alive, which is fine. You don't need Xenocluster here. There's not really any major discard happening, so the Xenocluster isn't going to do much. You might as well just exclude it and get the 3 anyways. It looked like 2 H2Os and something else. I missed the something else. I'm not going to rewind it for this one. But 2 of those cards were H2Os. And we're going to go straight into Ultra Superheroes 2 to add more cards to hand, which is basically, what is it, adding the last 2 cards? Yeah, and losing his last Life Cloth while he's at it. So he's down to 0 Life Cloth. He is in do or die mode at this point. He does not get his last Life Cloth, refreshing the opponent as well. To no benefit. It's actually more detrimental in this case. I mean, there's no burst there, but that is life. So now it's up to... the Deus player to present a board that cannot be handled. If he doesn't clear any of the board here, right? Basically, if he can discard the rest of the Muzica player's hand, whether through H2s or H2Os, which can be clapped. So basically, rises on H2s and random drains is what's going to be needed to see here, because it looks like there's only 2 cards left in the Muzica player's hand. If he can rip the rest of those cards out of Muzica's hand, it's a free Lyric attack for game. So there's the H2, paying the 1 to draw. Just need to see the... Oh, 4 cards in hand! You gotta rip out 4 cards in hand, buddy. I hope you got 2 random drains and 2 H2s, because, I don't think you're ripping all 4 of those cards. H2. So Piyahara is going to look at 3, add 2. Sorry, look at 5, add 2. Excuse me. So adding... Is that Steampunk? Yeah, that is Steampunk and... Ana Mirage or H2 here. Oh, GA. Interesting. Now limit is increased by 2, so now it has a limit of 10. I don't know why you need a limit of 10, bud. But you have a limit of 10 here. You still have to rip 4 cards out of hand. So Yuki is going to blank the abilities of Amino Acid here. Actually, wait, no. I'm stupid. Excuse me. I don't know why I was sitting here thinking you have to rip out for the free ring. You got Energy Door active. Energy Door is active. You got the free shield. You're living this turn. You can just Madoka clap the rest of it. Or whatever else could be an issue at this point. Oh, that's gross. Alright, so random discard the second card. Sayonara Akafuku. Looking through everything, like, Muzica's got her full list of defense stuff. Still has Machina Guardian Dragon up. Still hasn't used the once per game yet to clear things. And at this point, all of the defenses for Deus is stopped. All that needs to be made is one hole. And that Yuki Memoria is looking like a really easy clear on this crackback. If he doesn't trash it, to do something else. So random drain. Rip out another. It should be of choice. You don't need a pick here. Or you don't need a random here. There's a folklore. They got trash to Yuki to put another body. Trashing H2O and Yuki Memoria? Excuse me? Do you have two H2s and two H2Os in your hand? Do you? I think there's a bit of a debate going on here. Looks like a judge call happened about trashing. But maybe a confusion about it being once per turn or once per game or something like that. So seeing what's going on here. Looks like a judge was called in this one. Waiting to see how this plays out. Okay, so yeah, so the trashing is once per turn. It is not once per game. I think there was like a mistranslation about it being a once per game thing, but no, it's once per turn. You're allowed to trash things. So Arcwin number 2 is out. See an H2 rise into another H2O to rip another card out of hand. Random discard, homie. So that clears the Fraggark. Forgetting about the random discard here, do believe that is mandatory. Let me double check the text. Yeah, it is mandatory. So it is a random discard that has to happen here. Off of the H2. Looks like they're getting around to it now. Oh, looks like the discard didn't happen. So, growing into Madoka, just need to pay 2 here, or pay for 2 stops here, realistically, and just stop like an Arcwin, and stop another Arcwin, or stop a H2, stop the Arcwin, honestly. So, there was something missed here, and there goes the camera, so we're probably not going to see how much of this. So, shout out, while this is getting fixed, and we can see a little bit of the jank setup that I had to do for this. Shout out to the English producer for helping me get this set back up. Because I was like, I think a row over when I saw this falling. So thankfully, it doesn't look like we missed anything for this. So while the camera's getting readjusted, let's see if we can see what's going on here. So the Muzica, or so Madoka Clap was grown here, trying to decide what to discard here. Or to pay out, excuse me, to pay out. So one's going to down that, the other one not going to down anything, it looks like. It's just going to pay for the down on that instead. So anyways, like I was saying before the camera fell, sorry about that. The Muzica player should be down to 1 card in hand. The Muzica player should not have been able to discard 2 to down that Arkwin. So I don't think this is going to change much of the outcome of the game, but there was a missed opportunity here for the discard, right? But anyways, like I said, I don't think it's going to change the outcome of the game, because Deus has all of their defensible. All Deus has to do is clear the H2O. Or all Muzica has to do is clear the H2O. And, that's basically it, because you can't target Arkwins. Arkwins of Shadow. So you have to clear, so like a broken record, you have to clear the H2O in order to win game here, or pray your opponent doesn't have a servant. So let's see what happens here. Going to once per game, so we see the once per game happen. Looping the Sangha, or looping the Sangha. So see the minus 5k, it's going to hit the H2, putting the H2 down to 8k here. Am I missing something here? It's an interesting way to do it. So, paying the 3. So there's the 3 that get paid. To loop the Sangha. Sangha's going to enter charge. So that's minus 5k to there. Anyway, it should have been a vanish. Is that a vanish? Yeah, vanish. So that just removes... It'll just remove the H2 because it is removing the H2 from the field other than power reduction. But minus 5k to the H2 from the Muzica's auto. And now here comes the fun part. Can we see the rest of the minus 8? So we'll see a Landling here actually would clear it, I think. You see Hamlin's step and a Hamlin. Oh, no? Dark Energy in Hamlin? What's going on here? I'm still deciding on what to add back out of the MA. So the options aren't that great. I see the Honey 2, Focalore, I see a Landling, and it looks like a Dark Energy. A Dark Energy and Landling clears this. It clears the H2. You just have to trash the amino acid, and you get the clear on the H2, because the H2 should be at 8. The H2 is at 8k here. Adding the Landling and the Dark Energy, that's the rest. That's literally the rest of it. So once per turn, trash. So, something get confused here? Well, this is an enter ability. Pay. Or is playing and choosing not to pay the cost. This is an interesting turn here. Because the play to clear the H2 is right there. This is a once per turn trashed for the Dark Energy and the Landling. To clear the rest of the H2 and get the swing for gain here. Yeah, so there's a once per turn trash. And we see the landling. Landling not paying the one either? I'm so confused as to what's happened. Huh? Wait, why did... Is it because it's all blue? Wait. I'm rewinding that a little bit. Is it because the enter is all blue? We're rewinding that a bit. I want to make sure. Like, we're going to go back to the resolution of... If I can find it. The resolution of the Sangha. Yeah! Adding the dark... Oh, dark energy and landling. That removes all the black that was in enter. That's all blue, so it couldn't pay for either the dark energy or the landling. So this is literally preying on the opponent not having a servant here. Oh my Lanta. Now we know that. Anyways, let's go back to what it was. So, or back to the actual end of the game, because I want to make sure. So, swing, Lorig has a servant, and looks like decided that it's just game there? This is a roller coaster here, excuse me? So... I'm so confused at what just happened here. I'm sorry I keep rewinding this. I'm so confused. I'm just going to let it play and try pay attention. Swing there. Swing Lorig. Has the servant. Oh, man. Has the servant stop. And yeah, so that is Deuce's game here. Because all that has to happen is swing with Arcwind in that open lot. Oh, that's so rough. To just... Oh, Lord. That is just so rough. To get to the point where it's like you see the out, but you just get blocked by the fact that your entire enter is blue. I didn't see that at first when I was... Oh, that hurts. That actually hurts. Oh, God. But, yeah, because Maki the Guardian Dragon cannot stop that Arcwind from swinging for the last bit of damage. So that is the Deuce player's game there. But like mentioned before when we were, the only misplay that I really saw, and it's just unfortunate that the dark energy in the landling took out the rest of the black enter. So it couldn't actually clear the H2, because that was the out. That 100% was the out to this. For Muzica. But, do keep in mind with mandatory effects, like I said, it didn't change much of the outcome of the game. In this situation, it didn't change much, having to discard those two cards, or having that extra card to discard for the Madoka. But, do keep in mind for mandatory effects in the future, guys. Because even if... Like, yeah, we know with most card games, like, if you miss mandatory effect, you miss it. With WIXOSS, you have to do it. Like, the judges have ruled that mandatory effects you still do, even if you accidentally miss them. Depending on how far along, it could have mattered. But anyways, so that is it for round 2. GG's to both players. Once again, I've been Hellfire, and I will see you guys back for round 3.